Finding peace after heartbreak. Finding peace after heartbreak. Have you ever made the wrong decision from day one? You knew it wasn't right, but you were in a place where you were hurting and you needed solace. And instead of running to God and running to His Word and to His people to help you to get through, you chose a relationship over Him, and knowing from the outset this was the wrong choice. Hi and welcome. I'm Colette Marie. If this is your first time, thank you for watching. Make faith-based content to motivate, to empower, and to encourage women of faith to walk in confidence and to fulfill the purpose that God has made for their lives. As I think about where I've been in this particular relationship, honestly, I'm feeling a little bit misty-eyed. I definitely will not be crying through this video. I feel a bit misty-eyed because as I think about it and how I was feeling in the time, how I allowed myself to fall in a trap that I want to believe the enemy set for me, and I went in eyes wide open into something I knew was wrong from the outset. Can I tell you something? There was this relationship. This person was my friend. We had a good relationship going. And I think I messed things up because I started to develop feelings for this person. It was never intended to go beyond just being friends. But when you're divorced and when you're feeling lonely and you want attention, and this person is checking all of the boxes for you, even though they are your friends, and you start putting and feeling feelings that were not mutual, right? But you put yourself in that place because this is how you're feeling. This is what you are requiring. And as I share this with you today, it's in the hope that where I have been and what I have done, you don't have to go through it as well. I remember just developing these feelings for this person because he was friendly, right? And he was considerate, and he was almost everything that you would want in a person, except that he was not a believer, had no intention of becoming a believer. But of course, as a woman, you believe that you can change this person's mind. You think that, okay, he's just saying this, but when he sees the life that I'm living, albeit a life that I am dishonoring God by having sexual relationship with this person, what kind of testimony did I think that I would be showing him to say that this God can keep you, this God saves you, and He can keep you through your hardest of times, when I was not demonstrating that? And I remember after a while getting myself sexually entangled with this person, how much I knew it broke the Lord's heart, and how I knew it broke my heart as well. Because can I tell you, truth be told, I love this person, and I believe he became an idol in my life. And how I knew that to be true? Because the Lord kept on telling me about, sending me to scriptures that talks about the idols, the things that I place and we place above Him. He was my first thought in waking up in the morning and my last thought in going to bed at night. He consumed me. I allow him to consume me. And can I tell you, I got myself lost in that relationship, totally lost. My life became entangled in his. Everything was about him. Everything was about him. Everything was about him. And sisters, women, friends, can I tell you something? When you have male friends and you can see that all they want are not anything physical, no emotional entanglement, no sexual entanglement, have your eyes wide open to see that. Are you willing to sacrifice this relationship with someone who is a true friend for sexual gratification in the moment and emotional connection and satisfaction in the moment when you know without a shadow of a doubt that this is not going to go anywhere, it will not last. That relationship lasted for about 5 years. 5 years of me stepping out of the will of God to fulfill my own lust, my own flesh. But can I tell you what was happening in those 5 years? The Holy Spirit was convicting me. And in the moment I said, Lord, forgive me, I'm not going to do it again. And the next moment, I'm right back there. Every single time we spent hours and hours on the phone. But can I admit something to you? I've realized that I wanted always to be in male companionships. Once I got divorced, it's as if I needed to have someone else affirming me, someone else telling me how much they loved me. I needed that. I craved that. I wanted that, like the very air that I breathe. But I remembered also how much I loved the house of God. I loved the things of God. I loved what God called me to do. And in this relationship, I truly could not do it. I truly could not do it. Why? Because I knew I was serving two masters and I would have to choose one. And I remember saying to some persons who were my prayer partners, I said to them, I need help. I'm in this relationship and I need you to help me. I love this person, but I don't know how to leave. And I started praying and I said, Lord, I need your help to get out of this. I need you to show me what to do. And I remember saying to the person that, I needed to get out of this relationship. I just know it wasn't going to go anywhere. He planned not to get married. He had no intentions of getting married. He had no intentions of giving his heart to the Lord. So what was I doing? I was really wasting time with someone not meant for me, wasting time emotionally, physically, and sexually with someone who was never, ever in God's plan for my life. But I wanted what I wanted. And I remember in 2018, March 2018 would mark, and March 2025 would mark 7 years since I walked away. Can I tell you what helped me? Remember, I was praying and I was saying, Lord, I need your help. I need you to show me what to do, how to get out of this relationship. I need your help. And one day, as I was standing on the rooftop of the place that I worked, I remember saying to the Lord, tonight when we have this conversation, if this is your will, cause the conversation to be in such a way that I know that this is the way out. That was my prayer. And I said, Lord, what am I going to do? I was afraid of feeling hurt. I was afraid of the hurt that I know was going to come, because if you've not had heartbreak, oh my God, that thing is absolutely awful. And I remember the Lord said to me, eyes hath not seen, nor ears heard, nor has it entered into the hearts of men, the things that I have prepared for them that love me. And oh my God, that felt so good. Even just thinking about what he said and how that made me feel then and how it makes me feel now. When I got home and we were ready and he called, my Jesus, can I tell you something? The opening was right there at the beginning of the conversation. Right at the beginning of the conversation. And in the moment I said, God, is this really you? Because I didn't want to feel the pain and I didn't want to. It was like, now that it came down to the crux of it, I did not want to do it, but I know it had to be done. And I silently said, Lord, help me. And I just blurted it out. I said, we have to end this relationship. Can I tell you what the person said to me? No shame. No shame. The person said to me, I was wondering how long it was going to take for you to say that, because I knew you were uncomfortable here because you knew all the variables in place. Oh my gosh. And we said our goodbyes, and that was it. Was it easy? Oh my gosh. Was it easy those first 2 to 3 years when I wanted to pick the phone up and I wanted to call, when I wanted to express myself and I knew I couldn't? And I asked the Lord, it was like my daily prayer, Father, help me to go through this day. Help me, help me, help me. And I thank him for the friends who he placed in my path, because I told them about the situation. I told them what was happening, and they prayed me through and they encouraged me. That's why 7 years later, I could still stand. Do you think that it was easy? No, it wasn't. Do you think there weren't times that I wished I wasn't obedient to God? Of course, there were times when I wish that. When you become lonely and you want to be in relationship with someone, it's easy to look back and say, what did I do? But can I tell you, I am holding on to the promise of eyes hath not seen, nor ears heard, nor has it entered into the hearts of men, the things that God has prepared for them that love him. And that message is for me, and that message is for you as well. Whatever you find yourself, wherever you find yourself in a hard place right now, and it's a hard decision, something that you got yourself involved with, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that that was not what God called you to, but you are afraid to make that decision because you're afraid of the heartache, you're afraid of the pain, you're afraid of what is going to happen. Can I tell you something? Depend on the Lord. He will help you. He'll guide you. He will provide the opportunity for you to do what you have to do. And when you have done that, do you know what else he's going to do? He's going to walk that journey out with you every step of the way, every single day. He will not leave you alone. He did not leave me alone. Even when my heart was breaking, he did not leave me alone. And the other thing that kept me to, I said, I would have lived my life so long in relationship with God, and I allowed my own self to get in the way, not only because of a friendship, because can I tell you, you never can tell that the Lord could have used me as a witness if I had remained as his friend to tell him about Christ, but I messed that up. I was one more woman who would have shown that what I believe wasn't really true, because look at what I have done. But then I did not stay there. I also know that's where the enemy wanted me to land, and I wasn't going to land right there. I repented of my sins. I said, Lord, forgive me. You know my heart. I don't need to go back and tell you all the backstory, Lord, but you know. And I'm asking you to help me. Heartbreak is not easy, especially when you move out of the will of Almighty God to take on a relationship not meant for you. I don't know where you are at in your relationship today, but may I encourage you to wait on God. I'm waiting on him. It has not been easy, but can I tell you the lessons that I have learned in waiting on him? That I love my own company, that I love to be by myself, that I'm comfortable by myself. There was a time that all I wanted to do was to get married, was to be remarried. I wanted the relationship that my parents have. That's what I wanted. And I realized, as my friends, as I met to pray last week, and we were praying about husbands, and I said, I was praying the prayer for them, and I said, I don't want to be married. And they were kind of shocked. And I said, yes, because I found that I actually am okay by myself. I don't know what the future God has for me. Maybe he has a husband, maybe he doesn't. But if he doesn't, I'm quite okay. It took me 7 years to learn that lesson, that I don't need a man, I don't need a relationship to feel loved, to feel honored, to feel respected, to feel taken care of, to be emotionally tied. If I delight myself in the Lord, he will grant me the desires of my heart according to his will. So can I tell you today, can I encourage you today? Can I encourage you today that though heartbreak is hard and stepping out of the will of God is even harder, stepping back into the will of God and doing what He has called us to do is the better choice every single time. Will you take that choice? Will you take that choice? Blessings, and see you next time. Have an amazing day.